This is the story of someone who wishes to remain anonymous. His email, filled with typos, suggested he was typing in a panic, seeming particularly scared. He attached a text document to his email. In it, he recounts his encounter with a strange character, Mr. Chuckle Teeth. His diary-like entries detail his days. The author sent me a second email a few hours later, which I'll read at the end of the video. In the meantime, I will therefore read to you the entirety of his document in text, but I prefer to warn you, its content is particularly frightening. Friday, July 5th, 2019, 12:26. So, where to start? You probably know Mr. Chuckle Teeth, this strange character who entered Messenger in search of new victims. Well, you know what? I'm going to meet him. I'll briefly explain who this character is, for those who don't know. Basically, in the manner of Momo, it's a kind of evil entity, or a hacker who would be particularly interested in children. I don't know much about Momo, but as for Chuckle Teeth, I know it's possible to contact him on Facebook Messenger. By the way, if you're reading this, don't contact him at all. It's apparently quite dangerous and someone would have paid the price. That's why I decided to contact him. Someone has to do it to prove that all this is true, right? I'm going to eat now. I'll finish writing the rest, likely tonight. Friday, July 5th, 2019, 1838. Okay, I'm back. So I added Mr. Chuckle Teeth on Messenger. I had no trouble finding him. His avatar is quite peculiar and scary, by the way. I don't know who is behind this username, but if his goal is to scare as many people as possible, considering how much he's being talked about right now, he clearly succeeded in his attempt. I just sent him a hello. We'll see what he's going to respond. The message was read almost instantly after being sent. He's a quick one. Alright, I'll keep you updated and I'll write down his responses. I hope he meets expectations. I'm in the mood to be scared tonight. Friday, July 5th, 2019, 21:50. 21:50. Well, the least I can say is that I might not get much sleep tonight. He responded to me, and he clearly seems to live up to his reputation. I'm writing to you what was said just after my hello, half an hour later. And at the same time, I'm telling you about the strange events that happened while I was writing hello to him. Hello? So it's you, the great Mr. Chuckle Teeth? At that moment, I received a call from an unknown number on my phone. I didn't pick up, and right after, he wrote me again. Pick up? How did you get my number? Pick up, Stephen? Surely not, no. My phone number was on my profile. That's it. That's how you found it. Just like your first name, Stephen. I knew it, because I had to know it. I realized that he couldn't know my first name either. I used a fake name on my Facebook profile that's completely different from my real name. And after checking, I also hadn't displayed my phone number on the profile. Okay, that's it. You're a hacker, right? You're aware of what you're risking. At that moment, my phone rang again. Stop calling me asshole. That's it. I've had enough. I immediately blocked his profile. And the phone calls have stopped since. Yes, he lives up to his reputation, undoubtedly. In my opinion, he's just a little hacker enjoying scaring those who try to contact him, riding the Momo challenge wave. It's past 10 post-meridium, and I'm heading to bed. I won't write about this right away. I got my answer. Saturday, July 6th, 2019, 4:32 anti-meridium. I received 17 missed calls, all from a masked number. I thought it might be a drunk friend trying to reach me late at night. It had already happened, so at that moment, I was trying to reassure myself as best I could. But I erred by answering on the 18th call. And what we said to each other, and what happened during our call, will forever be engraved in my memory. Hello, who's this? Stevie. I swear, I'm calling the police. You got what you wanted. I shit myself, but now we're going to look elsewhere. I don't just have that to do, especially at this hour. I'm under your bed, Stevie. Then it hung up. I must admit, at that precise moment, I was genuinely terrified for my life. The moment I picked up, I thought I heard a noise right under my bed. I then rushed out of the sheets and turned on the lamp. I nearly fell flat on my face when I stepped on what I thought was my bag. But wanting to sleep tonight, I risked looking under my bed. But there was absolutely nothing. The phone rang again after that. Okay, Well done, you got me. I believed it for a moment. Please stop harassing me. I will block all unknown numbers if this continues. And it pisses me off to have to get to this point. When you were looking under your bed, my face was right in front of yours. Very funny. And what did I look like exactly? You have medium-length hair, a brow piercing. I almost cut your leg, by the way, but you got to your lamp switch too quickly. My body started to shake. I felt my heart tighten in my chest. I wondered how it was possible for a hacker to know so much about me, but most importantly, how could he know so many details about my actions? I then turned my head towards my PC and looked at my webcam. Damn well played. You have access to the cam? That's it. Really well done. I almost had a heart attack. I unplugged the cam from my PC. Well now, magician, what do you plan to do, huh? You now have no power over anything, right? Just as I was starting to feel reassured, I heard the television turn on behind me. There was music. Strange music. Meanwhile, I could hear him laughing. At the end of the line, I hung up and threw my phone on the bed. Then, I headed towards my television. I searched for the plug for a moment, while the music intensified, becoming louder and louder. I had to summon my final strength to pull the cable, paralyzed by fear. Then, I finally managed to unplug it. The phone rang again, but it wasn't the same ringtone anymore. It was the music that I had just heard on the television. I picked up the phone and turned it off. I then unplugged my internet box. My television had Wi-Fi and was connected to the box. And so, I thought the problem was coming from there. After all, he accessed my cam, so why not my television? I then locked my bedroom door and checked that my phone was indeed off. Tomorrow, I will block all calls from unknown numbers. He will eventually leave me alone. I know who he is now. He's just a very talented hacker. And to get rid of hackers, there's nothing like cutting yourself off from the world. Until he sets his sights on someone even more naive than me. So, tonight, or rather this morning, I'm going to bed more angry than scared. He is very strong, but just a human skilled with computers. Good night, Saturday, July 6th, 2019, 16:32. No, he is not human. It's impossible. My television was plugged in again when I woke up. My webcam was turned towards the bed, and my phone was turned on again. But the worst part is that damn ringtone that rang until it woke me up. Moreover, I never sleep with the curtains closed, to be awakened by the morning sun rays. But here, the curtains and shutters were closed. It was completely dark in the room. It's entirely possible that I closed them without meaning to. But as for what I'm going to tell you, I have no idea how it's possible. Even after blocking unknown calls and putting my phone in airplane mode, I still received calls. But even worse, every time he called, I could see his face close up on my phone. The face of Mr. Chuckle Thief. But that's not all. The television turned back on, but I couldn't see what was on the screen. I unplugged it almost immediately, and I received more messages that I didn't dare to respond to. Stevie, I'm under your bed. Or even, Stevie, come underneath, we're going to play a game. I then had the idea to do something so as not to look directly under my bed. I took a selfie stick and I hung my phone on it. I put it in camera mode and started recording. I then placed the stick just under my bed, sweeping from right to left. I did this for a few seconds, then I detached the phone from the stick and stopped recording. I then watched the video, my hands shaking like never before. My lamp was on, so I could see pretty clearly in the video. Even though under the bed, it remained partly very dark. At first glance, there was nothing under the bed, except that I started to see a face gradually taking shape in the darkness. It seemed to move, but really slightly. Then I clearly saw its eyes and finally I saw its teeth. It was smiling. The rest of its face was taking shape as it moved to the right. While staring at the camera lens, I saw it come out from under the bed. And just before the video stopped, I heard a noise above me. Then I looked up. He was there, on the ceiling, right next to the light bulb. I feel so alone, Stevie. Come, play with me. And he broke the light bulb. I panicked like I've never panicked before. Fear clouded my mind as I fumbled for the door handle, feeling the walls, unsure of where my own door was. In this darkness, I heard him fall from the ceiling. He started to laugh, like he did on the phone. I was sweating profusely as I continued to search for the handle, and then I heard him walking fast, very fast. His legs clapped like a puppet's. I was panicking more and more. I was about to completely give in. When I finally managed to find the handle, I quickly opened the door and rushed out. As I closed it behind me, I had time to see his eyes in the gap. Right after, I left the house. I saved my text document on Google Drive, which means I can access it anywhere. I'm currently at a friend's house, and likely won't be sleeping at my own place in the near future. I don't know who he is, or what he wants from me, but he's not just a simple hacker. He could really be anywhere, and I think contacting him allows him to come directly to us by some means I don't know. I'll write you one final note before heading home tomorrow to resolve everything. In case something happens to me, I'll email this text to someone. I'm not sure yet, but I'll figure it out eventually. I need to leave a trace just in case. And if there's no follow-up to this document, it's because he got me. Wish me luck, God keep me. So here is the end of his document in text. As I told you at the very beginning of the story, he then sent me another email. I was expecting the conclusion to his story in the last part. But no, there was no text document. Instead, there was an image. You could see a smiling face right next to Mr. Chuckle Thief himself. A face with a macabre and almost inhuman smile. It was probably Stephen. And just below the picture, it was written he got me, and one day he will get you too.